Hey, what's going on, divers? Hey, new week, new subject. This week, I'm talking about dive buddies. What makes a good one, what makes you a good one, and what you want out of your dive buddies. Stay tuned. What's your adventure? Okay, divers, talking about dive buddies. What you want. First thing I'm going to cover today is situational awareness. Part of that is knowing yourself and then knowing your buddy. It's important to really have a really good hard look at yourself and what you're capable of. Hi, Saber. And how you're feeling that day. I mean, obviously you don't want to go diving, you're sick. But if you're emotionally upset, everything like that, it's is supposed to be fun. But you also have to be in tune with your buddy, how they're doing. You know, it's going to get a little touchy-feely. What are their thoughts? What are their feelings? Especially about this dive. As you're talking with your dive buddy and planning your dive, like every diver should be doing before you go to dive, do they feel comfortable with the dive profile? If they feel comfortable going to 30 feet and hanging out and seeing all sorts of pretty fishes, great. If they're adventurous like you and you both decide you're both advanced open water and you want to go down to 100, 110, 120 feet, maybe 130, grab some dirt, that's great as long as everybody is on board. If one person's like, let's go to 130 and grab dirt, and you're like, I don't want to. I'm not feel comfortable. Or it's dark. I don't have a flashlight. You know, it's going to ruin our second dive because now we're going to have all this nitrogen. So this is all a discussion you have to have before you get in the water. Also, how are you physically doing? Not all divers have the same physical capabilities. It's not I'm saying it's good or bad. It's just matter of fact. I guarantee that me now could not keep up with 26-year-old Steve in the water. There's no way I can fin that fast for that long. And so I wouldn't put myself in that position. So if you find yourself and you're having an issue, it's probably not wise to hop in the water and fight hard currents or anything like that. And also knowing your buddy, what their physical limitations are. What happens if you're diving with as an adaptive dive buddy? That's a whole other discussion, but it's just these are all things you have to think about. So being situationally aware, well, we have to realize that as humans, how we learn. It starts by the process of perceptual narrowing. You know, as soon as we are in the water, everything's new. We're seeing bubbles, there's mouthpieces in my mouth, this feces riding weird. I got those things sometimes floating up in my face. I got these things strapped in everything's new. You're taking all this in, and you're still trying to rack them and stack. What's important? What's not? If everything's important, that means nothing is important. So it takes training and experience, more time. Wow, geez, that means I got to dive more, Deadpool? Yes. The more you dive, the more you'll become comfortable and find out what normal is. So you'll be able to rack and stack. The pressure on my foot from the fin being on there, that's good. But I don't have to worry about that right now. If I don't feel the mouthpiece in my mouth as I'm attempting to breathe in, that's bad. So you have to figure out what's important and what's not. I have some examples. Things you see as you become more situational aware, so you stop having this focus and you're able to look out and see others. If you're on the surface, you're just planning to get on the boat and someone is finning their butt off on the surface, something's going on there. That's an emergency. They've forgotten, either they've lost buoyancy control, their BC is blown out, or they're having some emergency that they're not thinking about the basics of inflating their BC. The same thing, that same person finning on the surface, finning hard, their mass is on their forehead, they've spit the regulator out, and they're staring off in the middle distance, not making eye contact with you. They're in their little world. Like, that's an emergency. If you see me, inverted, head down, at 30 feet, breathing slow, it's not an emergency. I'm probably trying to look underneath a rock for some pretty fishies. Or maybe you're diving deep. Maybe you're diving deep and your plan is to go to 100 feet and you decide to go, you look over and your buddy's past 100 feet and still going and kind of acting weird. Yeah, it's going to be a mercy. All right. I hope this helps. There's going to be more coming up. What's your adventure?